Hey, what's up you guys, I'm back with another video, and right now we're going to react to How Good Was Shawn Kemp Really? By Johnny Arnett. And I don't know, all I know that Shawn Kemp is a Seattle Supersonic legend and one of the most entertaining players from the 90s. And he had that celebration like when he did that after he dunked. Let's just get to the video.
On Travis Kemp. I talked about this before in my Gary Payton video, but sometimes you'll get an NBA legend whose legacy and impact gets somewhat lost in the game's history for one reason or another. In the cases of Kemp and Payton, it's due to the fact that they spent the majority of their Hall of Fame career for a city that literally no longer has an NBA team. Who was there to hang their jerseys, or to give them standing ovations and reminisce about years past? Unfortunately, no one. So their connection to today's NBA fan has become even more hazy. But with this video, hopefully we can remind the basketball community about the impact, uniqueness, and the talent of the great Shawn Kemp.
Let's go.
Shawn was drafted with the 17th overall pick in the 1989 NBA draft by the Seattle Supersonics. The athletic 6'10" power forward didn't have very high expectations upon entering the league, since he was only 19 years old and was the NBA's youngest player at the time. He started in just one game of his rookie season and had very modest contributions of 6.5 points and 4.3 rebounds on 48% shooting.
Right.
The team finished with only a .500 record and missed the playoffs, but it would be in his second season where he would really begin to break out, and a big reason for that was the arrival of their new rookie point guard, Gary Payton. Kemp and Payton had playstyles that were basically tailor-made for one another, as Gary was a quick point guard who consistently wanted to push the tempo for the Sonics, and Kemp, being a young and athletic slasher, was more than happy to oblige. The nickname Lob City came from the LA Clippers of the early 2010s, but if there's a team who deserved that nickname before them, it was certainly the Supersonics of the 1990s, as the Payton and Kemp connection was one of the most frequent and entertaining highlights during that era. With his new facilitator helping him develop, Kemp had very improved sophomore numbers of 15 points, 8.4 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks on 50.8% shooting in just 30 minutes per game. Over the next several years, his game would continue to develop, as he slowly improved his footwork and post moves to make him an even better scorer and rebounder. But obviously, what continued to make him stand out was his incredible play above the rim. I recently saw someone say in a comment that Kemp put the power in power forward, and honestly, I couldn't put it any better myself. Everything this guy did on the court looked violent, disrespectful, and authoritative in a good way,
highlights,
from the way he dribbled the basketball to the way he attacked the basket, how he blocked shots, how he dunked the ball, how he embarrassed his opponents, and even straight up taunted them at times. In many ways, he became the symbol of what made Seattle Supersonics basketball special, as his game was loud, energetic, and exciting, just like their audience was in those days. Many young basketball fans today often talk about how they think modern-day players are bigger, stronger, and more athletic than athletes of years past. But apparently, they forgot about the 6'10" Shawn Kemp. From 1993 to 1997, Kemp was selected as an All-Star in all 5 of those years with the Sonics, and in that time, he averaged 18.6 points, 10.7 rebounds, 1.5 steals, and 1.6 blocks on 53% shooting. They made it to the playoffs in each of those seasons and came close to making it to the finals in 1993. But the Sonics wouldn't break through until the 95-96 season, where they won 64 games and were meeting the 72-10 Chicago Bulls in the championship series. I won't go into a ton of details about this series because most of you already know the details. Bulls win the first 3 games, Sonics charge back and win 2, and then the Bulls and Jordan win the iconic Game 6 on Father's Day. But what many people do forget is how special Kemp was in this series, as he averaged 23.3 points, 10 rebounds, 1.3 steals, and 2 blocks on 55% shooting. Pulling off these numbers in this hard-fought, low-scoring series was impressive enough for him to finish as a very close second place in the Finals MVP voting. If he had won the award over Jordan, that would have made him only the second player in NBA history to win the Finals MVP on the losing team. This was essentially the peak of Kemp's career, because after contract disputes with the Sonics organization and another failed attempt at a deep postseason run, the Sonics traded Kemp to the Cavaliers in the summer of 1997. It was at this time that narratives started to pop up about Kemp's work ethic, because he was noticeably gaining lots of weight with the Cavaliers. Although his 3 seasons with Cleveland were certainly statistically productive, his game had clearly changed, as most of his explosiveness and athleticism from his Seattle days were now gone. After his issues with drugs and drinking became apparent, he wasn't very impactful and was only in the league for a few more years, playing for the Trailblazers and Magic.
Guys,
by only the age of 33, the once fierce Shawn Kemp had played his final game in his NBA career.
Wait. Yo guys, don't go down that path. That's not a good path. You gotta stay clean, stay away from substances. You know, be better, be healthy. Be a good version of yourself, remember that. Yo, though, but that's sad though. Especially if it's addiction. It's hard to stop, but you can still help though. Anyway, that's sad.
Although we've covered most of his career,
Stay
let's
healthy,
revisit
guys.
the question of just
God
how
bless
good
you,
was
Shawn
Shawn
Kemp.
Kemp really? Well, he made 6 All-Star teams and 3 All-NBA teams. He's without question one of the greatest dunkers and alley-oop finishers of all time. And he was a decent defensive player, but never won any awards on that end of the court. He was certainly dangerous anywhere around the painted area and in the fast break, but he was never a consistent threat as a shooter for anything beyond mid-range. He didn't have much longevity to his career, but when he was at his best, he was easily one of the most intimidating and explosive big men the game has ever seen. Let me know in the comments section where you rank the Rain Man, Shawn Kemp, among the greatest dunkers in NBA history, and how do you think he would do if he played in today's NBA? Thanks for watching as always. Make sure to like and subscribe for more basketball content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Right guys, that's it for today's video, and yo guys, always take care of yourselves and stay away from things that can cause addiction, you know, just to be healthy and be a better version of yourselves. Okay, remember that. God bless you all. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.